cash flows. Now moving on with the tools of cash flow statement analysis. First tool again is common size analysis that as we did in income statement and balance sheet. So when we did income statement, we discussed that common size analysis is the analysis in which we keep sales as 100% and keep all other items as a percentage of sales. That is common size analysis of income statement. In balance sheet, we keep total assets as 100% and we show all other items as a percentage of total assets. That is balance sheet common size analysis. In cash flow statement, common size analysis can be done using two different formats or two different methods. One is inflow outflow method and other is percentage of revenue method. So in cash flow statement, first method is inflow outflow. That is, for example, you list down all the inflows and you make total inflows as 100% and you show all the inflows as a percentage of total inflows. Then you list down all the outflows. You make total outflows as 100% and you show all the outflows as a percentage of total outflows. Let's say 30%, 20%, 10%, 40% and so on. So this is one method that can be used for common size analysis of cash flow statement. That is keeping total inflow and total outflow as 100% and showing all else as a percentage of total inflow or total outflow. And another method can be that instead of looking at the inflow and outflow as 100%, you take net revenues as 100% and you show whole of the cash flow statement, that is inflows, outflows and everything as a percentage of net revenues. So there can be two methods to common size analysis for cash flow statement. One is that you make inflows and outflows as 100%. And second is that you show everything as a percentage of net revenues. This method is usually useful in forecasting as well. Why? Because you get to know that why? Because sales are the core driver of the business and usually everything is linked to the sales. So this makes it easier for you to forecast because you would know how much cash would be required for what amount of sales or how much cash would come in with what amount of sales. So these are the two primary methods. Let's discuss these one by one. So here is a sample cash flow statement. These are inflows and these are your outflows and this is your net cash flow. So if I look into it, on the face of it, it looks like cash outflows have outpaced the cash inflows. That is, cash outflows have increased at a greater rate compared to inflows, which means there is a gap or there is a cash burn. That is, outflows are higher, inflows are smaller, which is leading to negative net cash flow. So over the years from 2012 to 2017, your cash flow has come down from positive 3,800 to negative 2,880. On the face of it, it shows a problem. It looks like company is not making cash, but instead it is investing cash or it is making cash outflows on net basis. But this is not enough. You will need to find out that what are the actual sources where cash is coming in or what are the actual sources where cash is being used. Has there been a problem with the inflow sources or has there been a problem with the outflow sources, and what actually is the problem? So for that purpose, what you can do is you can make a common size cash flow statement to make it easier or to make the analysis easier. So you can keep total inflows as 100% and total outflows as 100% and show all other inflows and outflows as a percentage of inflow and outflow. So if you look into inflow side, on inflow side, receipts from customers have been the primary driver of inflow and it should be the primary driver of inflow. And if you look into it, there is no problem with it. It has sustained the percentage, which means there is no significant problem on the inflow side. Inflows mein your cash is still coming in from customer receipts or major cash is still coming in from customer receipt where it should be coming from. And the unusual item sale of equipment does not have any significant impact because major cash is coming from receipts from customers. So there does not seem to be a big problem on inflow side. Then if we go into outflow side, outflows have increased more than inflows. So we need to see that what exactly is changing in outflows. Which component has primarily or significantly changed. So if we look into it, payments to suppliers are fine, even reduced. Payments to employees, fine. Payments for other expenses are also fine. Payment for interest, payment for tax. All these are consistent, or all these are stable. That is, all those items that relate to core operations of the company are stable or showing stability, which means there is no significant problem in the core operations of the company. Inflows and outflows both are stable with respect to operation. Then if we go into unusual items, purchase of equipment has increased from 3% to 17%. So it remained small, but in the last year, in 2017, it increased to 17%, which means company has made some capex. And this would obviously be a one-time expenditure. Why? Because if you look into it, there is a capex of only 2 to 3% every year. That means recurring capex is very small. There is a need for additional capex here, and so this will be a one-time capex, due to which cash outflow, significant cash outflow has happened, leading to net cash outflows. And secondly, another cash outflow, major outflow, is coming in from retirement of long-term debt, that is paying off long-term loan. So that means this cash outflow is primarily a result of purchasing equipment, that is capital expenditure, and paying off your long-term loan. And both are the positive signs for the company. Capex will lead to future growth, and long-term loan, paying off long-term loan, will lead to reduced risk and decrease in interest expense. So overall, although the company's net cash flow is negative or has turned negative in 2017, there does not seem to be any problem with the company, but the company's cash flow is still the cash flow statement still looks strong. So the key point is, you should be able to you should not focus on net cash flow, but you should focus on where is this this cash flow coming in from, and where is this cash being used. So key items are: purchase of equipment and repayment of long-term liabilities led to major changes in outflows over the last 2 years. Capex may drive future growth, while repayment of non-current loans would reduce the company's solvency risk. Therefore, there does not seem to be a major problem with the company's cash flows. Other items have been broadly consistent over the past. So the question was that over the past, outflows have outpaced the inflows, and there is a net outflow in the last year. So you were asked to analyze the reasons for this net outflow, and so you have analyzed that there is no significant problem with the company. This is just a result of capex and long-term loan payment, which are both good for the